Hey.
What's going on?
Lots, actually. How about you?
Good. Just getting the week started. My parents fly in tomorrow. We're doing the holidays down here.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, it's just gearing up for 'tis the season, right?
It is. Kind of infects everything, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I can see the snowman back there, Tim.
Yeah. Got
Yeah.
the holiday decor, a little puppy underneath the table. Love it.
I think the closest I got, my son got one of those Lego Advent calendars.
Yep.
So it's the Marvel one. So
Yeah.
He keeps that in my office, and then the other kids take any of them. And he comes in every day to open a new one. And he's like stashing.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Yeah. We kept seeing those at Costco. Those they look cool.
Yeah, he's stoked about the stuff inside of them. You know, it's just like Spider-Man
Advent
with
calendars
a
are so
sweater
fun.
And stuff like that.
Advent calendars are so fun.
Forge, how we doing?
What's up, dudes? How's it going?
Good.
Yeah, I had forgot I made a virtual doctor's appointment just because I do my blood test all the time, and so I was chatting with them about all my blood tests because I did some crazy experiments over the last 6 months. So they were impressed. Me too. It's good.
Nice.
Get the cold plunge, bro.
I was about to say, did the cold plunge changed it?
I mean, I was doing two major things, right? Like I started lifting heavy again, like a lot of heavier weights, and then doing the cold plunge. And then I tried to cycle cold plunge into the workout right afterwards. And then I was taking maca root, so just a supplement, over the counter supplement that was there. And it doubled my testosterone, brought it back up, and everything else went right into the green zone. So it was good. Feeling good. Yeah.
Love it. Well,
anyways,
shall we
has nothing
dive
with
on
Gala
into it?
Or the holidays, for that matter. I mean,
hey, maybe they need some cold plunge and maca root. That's what.
I think everyone might.
It could be a Christmas present. There we go. Cycle it around.
Oh, it's too good.
I wanted to open up with season stuff because that seems to be going on with Gala too. You know, like they've been talking about some things coming up. In the past they've given a bunch of different NFTs or other things out at Christmas time. We don't know what's coming this year, but we do know that they have some of the games already being influenced by it. Dragon Strike being one of them. They've got two related tournaments. One of them is an impossible dungeon, which just means that you better be geared for it if you want to even get through the first level. But there's heightened prizes in there if you do. And then there's they're calling it the Snowfall tournament. So it's going to be related to holiday type themes, and it's going to just be I guess a standard weekly tournament style where you get the different tiers are paid out in Gala.
Nice.
They're not the only ones. Common Ground World has been doing holiday stuff since they started even before Halloween, and they just kind of like flowed from one holiday to the next. So last week we had the beginnings of the Christmas stuff. They had the gingerbread house and the candy cane meta. This week is the Monumental Snowman NFT went on sale, and they're doing a snow globe craft that I'm probably going to miss out on that one. I don't have a lot of the metal, or the what are they calling that? Yeah, the different metal crafts. I kind of avoided that particular theme. Yeah. But there's a lot of people that didn't, and for those and that was one of the neat opportunities as people were kind of deciding to focus on one aspect versus another. Some people were able to get their hands on really high quality NFTs, and so you had some new faces in the top players categories because they had the new good NFT. Yeah. You know, they were able to kind of make their way into the higher echelon.
Are you noticing I mean, I know you've been kind of ingrained and, rooted in the, Town Star Common Ground Worlds system for a while. Have you
Yeah.
noticed, I guess from what you can gauge, what do you think the player base is like? Like, are people still into it? Have you noticed a fall off since the rebranding or anything like that?
Honestly, I don't think the rebranding specifically would have caused too much of a fall off. There's always been a lot of negative sentiment ever since the earnings got shut down. I mean, the hyperinflation was bad and it caused a lot of negative conversation, but the shutting off of the earnings for Towncoin was really the beginning of a mass exodus. And then ever since then, it's almost like weekly, one player will decide that this is the hill to die on, and they'll make some big statements in Discord, and they'll say they're selling their whole collection. But we also do get some new players in too. I don't think it's. I don't think they have actual like they pay out 1,200 spots. I don't think the 1,200 slots are all active individuals. There's probably a bunch of people that have multiple accounts that are running, and that's speculation on my part. But I would imagine that they're kind of struggling to have a player base right now.
Fair enough.
But
I know
but
for
some
a
of the
fact
things,
there are. I know for a fact there's people that run multiple accounts.
sure,
I know the people, so and those aren't the only ones. So
yeah. So
no, it's not my account. I have one account for Townstar. That's it.
Well, we only play one. We got my wife has an account. I have an account. We set up an account for the kids, but I wouldn't want to play Townstar more than once. It's so grueling for me to actually set that town up in the first place. I wouldn't want to have to try to get it done multiple times.
Are you seeing a long-term vision here?
I am. I like the projected changes that they're talking about. It's Bitbender was talking about that in Gold maybe last week. It's just how the ideas are cheap and it's all about execution. We hope to see them execute on some of these things, but it kind of plays into the notes that we had for today in regards to what they did during the town hall meeting. They showed an image of what is going to be the Common Ground World node NFT. So that's imminent. That's going to be coming up. Those nodes are going to be directly related to guild gameplay, and I like what I'm seeing there. That there's going to be a lending library. So it's not the rental system that we all anticipated from the beginning, but at least it's a way that other people can get access to your NFTs without you having to send them over the blockchain and run the risk of having them being stolen from you. You can pool together with people. You can enhance the guild, and then they have plans for guild gameplay. We're going to have to wait and see step by step what they implement. But I really do think that this has a chance. That the things that they're putting in with the upgradable NFTs, that it's been said that if you get an upgradable NFT, you could conceivably take it all the way to its highest level just by playing the game. You don't have to sink a bunch of money into it if you don't have a bunch of money. It will be a grind at that point, but you don't have to be top 20 player or just rich and have a lot of assets that you can throw at it. You would be able to get everything out of your gameplay in order to get it there. So that's promising. The biggest problem that I felt the game had was the complete lack of parity, and at least this is something that they're starting to level the playing field to a degree. There's and I'd like to see more of that, but it sounds like they've got at least some kind of cohesive vision that they're headed towards. My idea is just to let them cook and let's see if they actually get it done. So I still have my stuff. I still play the game. So if I really didn't believe in it, I wouldn't be in it anymore. I would be. But it is about whether or not they execute. They also talked about they were talking about anti-cheat stuff. Apparently, there were some people that found a way to do some things, even in the new Godot engine version. And Volcron made it clear, like they can see everything that you do while you're playing because they just track every move. And so if you're doing things that are equating to something that shouldn't have happened as a result of the steps you took, they're going to be able to like search that out. So that's some of the reason that there's been delays on rewards being given out, that they a little bit, yeah, maybe Big Brother, yeah. At least it's isolated, it's just within the game, for now.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Now.
Well, going off subject just a little bit, but do you know where Brink was at this weekend?
He went to the MMA fight, right? The UFC
in Vegas. Do you know what was going on in Vegas?
What?
He didn't go there just for the fight.
Right on.
Right? So it was a big health conference, health and wellness conference. And what has he been talking about this whole time? Right?
Yep.
Like, oh, we've got these other partners that are going to be coming on board. Like, what if healthcare comes on board? What if healthcare comes in? I mean, he said it multiple times. Like, we've got to build this system. We can't call it a treasure chest because people in other ecosystems don't like that word treasure chest, right? Like it doesn't make sense for them. So we have to give it, a moniker that they can use. And they've mentioned the healthcare side multiple times. I know Benefactor is a huge health nut in terms of like, eating healthy foods. Like he's all about the alternative lifestyle on that end, from what I hear. So it would just make sense that, why not put all of your health stuff on the L1 that they're currently building? So
okay, yeah, it starts to get scarier. You're right.
I mean,
hey, we should get the World Economic Forum in there too.
Yeah, scan my eyeball, bro.
I'm pretty sure we're developing CBDCs here.
CBD, bro. We already have CBD in Oregon.
That's right, CBD, digital CBDs. I
exactly.
Probably use that while I'm surfing my Eternal Paradox account. So that's
it makes you a better player.
It does. You just focus.
Speaking of Eternal Paradox,
yeah.
Boom! Look at that! Look at that!
That was a croissant attempt at a segue.
It was perfectly crafted.
So I don't know how many of you guys have been playing it. I have been playing it nonstop. This game is a lot of fun. It pays to play a lot, to play constantly. If you want to stay with the pack, you got to kind of be committing to it. But I know that you don't have to, because I've been talking to a lot of people that can't play nonstop, and they're still like happy to be diving in and playing. I have heard some feedback, that you got the standard person that's not ever going to be convinced. I saw, I was looking over the reviews. I think it was the Google Play Store reviews, and someone said, another Gala flop, definitely pay to win, blah blah blah. And I'm like, they didn't even play the game. They didn't even look at it. They just put some sort of salty comment down, and decided to like give it a negative review.
Sounds about right.
And that's, I don't know. I don't want to say it's deserved, but there have been plenty of things that would cause enough people to just dig in their heels. But if you decide that you want to like actually try to play a game that you could enjoy, and Gala has one now that is. It's really meshing well. The gameplay has been fantastic. The system has been wonderful. It's I play on an emulator. I don't know what it's like on phones. I think it's probably better on like a mobile device, because the emulator will kind of crash sometimes, but not. But even the crashes are like you close it down, you open it back up, and you're back in. So much of this has been seamless in regards to the way that they're doing little updates and resets. You'll get a little message that flashes across the top of the screen. We're going to restart the servers. They restart the servers. You don't even have to touch anything. It just like goes down and it comes back up like a minute later, and things are crisper, I guess. They've done 2 actual full shutdowns, where they brought the servers down for an extended period of time, and that time was about a half an hour or less, as compared to some of these other ones that are down for hours or days or whatever. The game has been going very well. they recently expanded the rewards. At first, it was the top 500 who were receiving e-time daily, and they expanded it out to the top 1,000. So that meant that the guy in number one, he used to the first place daily prize points earner was getting a little over 9%. They cut that down to 5%, and they took that extra earnings and just pushed it further out so that they have more people that are able to receive rewards. They also said that they were restricting low-level accounts from being able to earn daily prize points because they didn't want people multi-accounting and just like soaking up little bits of it.
Fair.
So now you have to put in some effort in order to get it to a point where it starts to earn daily prize points. I think that was reasonable.
Do you know what the estimate? I guess. Do you know? I know you're deep into it now, but do you?
Yeah.
Do you know how long it takes to get to that level, so to speak, to where you can start earning? Have you heard anything like how long it's taking people?
I haven't heard this. This just came out. This announcement was just like yesterday.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
it was like technically it was this morning in UTC. So
Yep.
a lot of this stuff is just happening. They have announced that there was they know that some Brazilian players have been having a hard time with in-app purchases, and they've been just pointing them towards the Gala store in order to do that. That obviously is a little bit more clunky because you can't use all the different payment methods that you have on your mobile device. But they're working on that. Aside from that, everything, like I said, it seems to be going incredibly well. And you can see the image there on the screen. That it's sort of like the mercenary tomes that they were selling in advance of the game. We know that e-time allows you to purchase. Right now there's 3 different resource packs. The one resource pack actually sold out. It was one for speed ups in regards to like building and crafting and things like that.
Okay.
And the final thing that was listed there was there was 5 copies of an ancient NFT, and that was listed at almost 200,000 e-time to get that. But there had been a blog out that said that there were going to be lower rarity and lower cost alternate versions of characters that would be coming out. I think that's what we're looking at here. I think they're getting ready to push those to the store so that people can use their e-time to actually buy things that you wouldn't be able to get any other way. These are going to be they're going to be skinned characters. Everybody has their element, and they'll give those characters, say the guy that usually is a fire type, they'll make him a water type, and that can
I got some e-time ready. Let's get it going. Let's buy some stuff.
If you got enough, I would go for that ancient, man. That would be a 1 of 5 or 2 of 5, depending on how well you're doing with your e-time. But
you know how well I'm doing with my e-time.
I do. I'm like I'm trying to play dumb.
Are we gonna get to number 1? Maybe if Chris gets his ancient over.
If that ends up there, it would be a daily contest with Hebasaki. Hebasaki is definitely winning every single day because he's equipped. He has what it takes.
Yeah.
I think that would put us on pace, and then it would kind of be gameplay from there. Who's actually like making the right choices in order to get the extra points every day. So I don't know. It would be
trying
cool.
to get it over there.
Nice. Yeah. So I could probably talk about Eternal Paradox forever. I've been putting together a little pro tip list, which I'm not going to share with the general public. We might do some articles. We were talking about that just before the show. Maybe put out some articles on some just gameplay ideas as far as like how to streamline the way that you're going about it, or like little featurettes about like why this particular thing is so important to take into account. Like we might be able to put some of that out. But there's a lot of stuff that I just wanted to compile for my own sake, but just to be able to like look at the list and it's like, always do this. Don't forget, always do this. And it's like, because it's such a full game that even like, so we're about a little more than a week and a half in, And just this, like at the end of this last weve, some of us were talking. It's like, I just found out you could do this. You know, it's like, oh, that's so awesome. Let's do that.
Yeah.
It's a really, really big game, and then it's a lot of fun. Yeah. I'm gonna get a waffle one. That's gonna be my comeback.
Bring it. Bring the waffle.
Dude, I don't know how to figure out how to work buttons. You got to help me out with that.
I'm sure if you slide Blake like 2 or 3 Gala, he'd make one for you.
I'll just hold up a little like board as a waffle.
Yes, waffle.
Walking Dead. They released a new version of their public development demo, and just like the last version, it's gotten a little bit harder. Like the last version saw, among other things, it saw increased health for the walkers. Well, this time they made the daily tasks a little bit harder. You have to accomplish more before you complete them. But directly related to gameplay, they nerfed the crit rate essentially. That was something very early on. They accidentally had the crit rate set somewhere around 80%, and as soon as you got to the point where you had a blade weapon, you were just walking through hordes, and it wasn't a problem. And they did a hot fix for that, but then they just recently included in the newest build a total adjustment to the crit rate, so it's just that much harder to take down walkers, which is interesting because we have Dark Rift has been at the top of the chart since pretty much the beginning. He had a little bit of catch up within the first few levels, and then he just it was off to the races. There he is. They dropped the crit rate from 10 to 5. So okay, so you get speed up boosts for movement for doing auto rally. Okay. So they were talking about that. They had an AMA, and they were talking about how ground speed is one of those things that's really tricky because they don't want people to be able to just like especially in regards to PvP, they don't want one person to be running circles around another person. That's just like that just creates an imbalance that won't be fun for the game. So they're being very careful with the way that they introduce speed to the game, but they are working little things in here and there. There was a whole lot in the AMA. But some of the high points were that it was Zach, Brandon, and Ian. They joined Doug's Sonny, and they were playing in the background. Ian was actually playing in the background. They had him running into the PvP zone and seeing how long he could last. Like his first venture in, he got killed within 30 seconds, and then he had a couple that he was in there for over a minute before someone finally got to him. But while they were running around, they were also talking about other things. So they have some plans for PvP they're not set in stone, or at least they weren't really ready to disclose exactly what they're going to be doing. But they are going to be advancing the PvP. As of right now, even the PvP or the PvE. I'm sorry. Right now, even the PvP zone is still heavily about just PvE. You know, there's a lot of grinding that can be done in there. So they're going to be stepping that up as they get further into the development. Zach talked about Deadcoin, and he said that it's going to at least start as a Gala chain only token. They won't have an ETH contract for it at the outset, but they're going to be sorting out how best to do that in order to make sure that the economy doesn't fall apart. They also are talking about a peer-to-peer marketplace where the crafted items that you can make at your stations, you can actually take them to the market. And so instead of it being just an automated, auto-generated kind of thing from the database, it will actually be other people's stuff that you're buying there. Now, it'll probably be in scrap. I don't know if they're going to have it be in Deadcoin, but it would be awesome if they could do that. That might be too much of an ask, at least early on. Maybe they can build towards that.
What does he mean by premium is also going to be introduced soon? Smiling Monster's talking about.
Yeah, you're going to be able to. It's like the premium version, essentially, like and you get little extra perks for having premium. I think speed was involved with that too, like the or opportunities for speed boost. Yeah, like I said, they were hammering all sorts of stuff. That just these ideas that were coming out. They are talking about it being they are definitely headed in the direction of making this mobile. That's like a big focus for them. And much of the gameplay was based on a mobile game that they had prior to it being brought in house anyways. So it should port relatively easily. I have no idea if that's true because I'm not a programmer, but it seems like it should be fine. They should be done already. Just send it. Anyway, and they another cool thing that so if you log in right now first time and you get into one of the common zones, you're probably going to see dead bases everywhere, and you're going to have a struggle to try to find a spot to put yours that isn't like all complicated. If bases are being abandoned where players aren't using them over a certain amount of time, they're going to make it so that people that are active in the game can actually just eliminate bases and clear them out of the way. I think that's going to be a great step towards tidying things up.
No squatting?
Well, you can squat, but you got to be active about it. you got to maintain.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta get your squatters' rights. You gotta hold the fort down for a while.
I'm honestly excited for the changes. I thought, like, I think we all knew it wasn't the end game wasn't one-shotting zombies the entire time. And then what got me from the beginning was none of the abilities were useful. Like that's like a massive part of the game of the skill is having abilities that you're strategically using. You only use them in PvP. So now I'm excited to see. I mean, it needs to be a little hard. It is weird being like in the beginning where you're playing while it's super easy and then it changing to getting harder. It feels like you got screwed over a little bit, but I think every new person that comes in, it'll be a better game.
I'm gonna play the OG card here. I'm gonna play the OG card here because I was here when Townstar was really, really basic. And like when I first started playing Townstar, you could just take a building and put it wherever you wanted, and it didn't matter. You didn't need a road. They did have like wind block and shade and stuff like that. They had a lot of those already factored in, but you could just like boop and put things down. And you just made your town whatever way you wanted it to. Roads were a good idea because things would go faster, but you didn't have a road requirement to make sure that the buildings worked. There were a bunch of other things that they slowly worked that into the game, but we knew it was pre-alpha. They were just, and that's exactly what we're looking at here. This is, I've heard people talking about it as an alpha beta. I think it's even pre that. This is a public development demo. This is them working on it, and it's just because it's a Web3 thing. They're allowed to. They're taking. I don't know if they're allowed to, but they are intentionally including the community in how this is being built. Not they want the feedback. They actually were talking about that in the AMA. They love the feedback. They need the feedback. But we're seeing like this is just basic gameplay. This is foundational stuff. This isn't what they want in the end build. There's going to be a lot of adjustments. Yeah, there is. That's Ian Hardak getting slaughtered. Yep, there. Oh, dead.
Well, we'll see. Yeah, like Tim said, I'm excited to see the changes. I mean, I think this game is the one that has a lot of real opportunity in front of it. It seems like there's a lot of people playing it. I mean, I like the guild structure within it. I think is super cool. Like you said earlier, like if you open up the marketplace, so to speak, and allow people to craft the tools that are then being purchased in Deadcoin, and so to speak. I mean, that's what games like Big Time and things are doing. That's exactly how that model works. Essentially, is if you own that, basically the crafting tools, you can craft it and sell it on the marketplace for the in-game currency or whatever. So
if they make it available for somehow that you can translate it into Deadcoin, we're going to see a really good initial iteration of what we can anticipate from Mirandus at that point. Like we do have that to look forward to, that there's going to be a closed ecosystem that has sort of off ramps. Maybe closed is the wrong way to say that. A complete ecosystem that you're growing wheat, you're taking it to the baker. The baker is grinding it into flour, using it to make food. You're eating that food, and you're going out and hunting, and you're killing stuff, and you're bringing that stuff back, and you're selling it in the marketplace. It
needs to be a loop.
This could be a great way for them to test some ideas, and because they've said from the outset that everything's going to be database bound until they get it right. Like this could be they could just launch into the full Mirandus economy that much faster if they get a chance to test it in other places. So that I hope to see that. I have a sneaking suspicion that their intention is to keep it in scrap, at least at first, but maybe they could open it up to more. That would be cool.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Well, I know Last Expedition has some cool news as well.
They sure
That's an
do.
exciting one.
So I remember the Bait team, or B8, I think it's Bait. The Russian esports team was invited to play Last Expedition months ago, and they did a stream with that. It was supposed to be live, and they were having technical difficulties, so they actually just pieced together recordings from it, and then actually presented something to the community. I was watching through that. They were playing, and they were enjoying the game. Everything that they said about it was positive. They did give a little bit of critique about certain weapons and the way that they felt when they were running around with them. And these are professional, like, first person shooter players. So so they know what they're talking about. But you had the people that were watching the stream or watching the video saying, this looks like garbage. Oh, I can't believe that you guys are going to call this a game or whatever. And none of them were realizing that was the 5.1 version that they were just releasing to the public to play right then.
Yeah, this is from a while ago.
Yeah, so this is the 5.3 update version, and this isn't even completely done, and yet it looks a heck of a lot better than what we were seeing before. And then this is exactly what I was trying to tell other people. Like, trust me, something is coming. You're gonna really appreciate it more when you see it. They did this was Chair Bandit and some of the devs were running around playing competitively against another dev team. There was a lot of chatter. It was kind of funny. There were a lot of questions that they were getting, and they would acknowledge the fact that they got the question, and then they would kind of set it aside. We'll have to let someone else answer that, that kind of thing. But you did get to see a lot of gameplay and just the improvements. It really looks good. So today, this build will go live for early access pass holders and node owners. Now, there's tons of early access passes out there. I know I still have a bunch of them. I don't know if any of you guys do. But,
I got a boatload.
Yeah, so I was just giving them away. You can buy them in the Gala store if you don't know anybody that has one. But if you just go looking in the Gala Discord servers, you're probably still going to be able to find people pretty easily that would be happy to give you one just to get in.
Well, if you're listening and you want one, just get a hold of us. Either myself, I'm sure FamilyMan, I'll hook you up. Like, either way.
Yeah. So as of now, it's only available to the access pass holders and the node owners. In January, early January, they are talking about a special event where the entire Gala ecosystem will have access to it. But that this isn't the final step up to launch. They said there's still going to be other exclusive access play tests that come out between now and the beta that they're headed towards. So what we're seeing now, as good as it looks, they have plans to make it even better. So
I have 25 of them. So, and that goes on. It's tonight, right? Isn't it go live tonight?
Yeah.
Can I have one?
Yeah, dude. It's coming your way. It's coming your way.
I'm gonna need one too.
We need your Gala chain wallet address, please.
And just post it in the admin channel. I'll hook you guys up.
Cool.
I got a basketball game tonight, so I won't be able to play. But and I'm also talking to Virtual tonight. after the
Oh.
game. So
Nice.
Nice.
I made the mistake of letting my kids watch this video, and now like Eternal Paradox is dead to them. They want to play this. And I was like, my oldest is 10, and I don't think I don't know. Maybe
we should do a live stream and give some away.
Yeah, we can do that. That'd be a blast.
Yeah, I know I was giving some away. So I started with 25. I probably have like 15 to 20 left. So
okay.
It's just, so I'd be happy.
Well, how many are supposed to be in a server when you play? I forget.
Well, it's teams of 4, up to 4 teams of 4 at a time. So the servers can host multiple. I think I don't know about
I think you can only have one game going on the server, from what I remember. So I mean, that's 16 in the server. So yeah, dude, we should totally, do that next, maybe tomorrow. Live stream.
Well, and then so for
give them away.
I know there was also some mention of in the article they talked about in the next couple of weeks, node owners will be able to customize their own servers and kind of deploy them themselves, correct?
Yeah.
When you go in, you can already see like they've at least customized the names of the servers. There were a couple people that were I can't even remember who it was, but someone was buying up all the Ravagers that were out on the market. They wanted to have like the absolute nastiest possible build to have it be a nightmare for players from the PE side. And there is a difference between 2 walkers and 2 Ravagers and 1. Like if you and there's a difference between ancient and other categories too. Like apparently the people that got the nodes in the first run through, who have been able to get the Bone Snapper and the Porcupine, those are going to be tough servers even without any additions to it. But if you start snapping up things off the market to include in yours, the difficulty level, they actually had a term for it. I can't remember what it is right now, but the difficulty level of your server will go up. And I think there's going to be some sort of like, I think that's going to matter in some way. Like if what you're accomplishing based on the difficulty. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, you'd think that the different, as the increased difficulty would yield, greater RNG ratings of drops and things like that. Your loot capabilities and your extraction capabilities should be increased as the server gets harder.
Yeah, I didn't want to like say anything hard and fast because we still don't really know their plans about economy, and that was one of the questions they were avoiding. It was like they would come up and they would say some things like, "Yeah, there is an economy." Like, yeah, this is a Web3 game too.
Sweet.
but it wasn't. I didn't detect any kind of thing that we can really like bank on at this point.
Yep.
But yeah, the game looks great, and people that like first person shooters should take a look at it.
I'm in. Let's do this.
Yeah,
Tim hates first person shooters, so it's his worst. How rusty are you? How rusty are you?
Not.
Oh, I like it.
Get me in there. Put me in.
Can I just watch? I'll be a
100%.
cheerleader.
I love FPSs.
Give me
Actually, can my kids run with you? They like that was the biggest problem. That was the biggest problem. I was like, I'd love to let you play, but the problem is you're going to get in there and you're going to be playing with people that really want to win, and you guys don't know how to play, and you're going to drag your team down.
I don't either. Yeah, let's play with them.
But if we can put the scrub team together, maybe my kids can get on that team.
We're gonna be the bad news bears at first, but we're gonna turn it around and we're gonna win.
Sounds good.
Miranda's has some. I know there's still the Arch of the Duke remains out there, I believe, still, right?
the town of the Duke hasn't been popped from the box as of yet. Like I checked the MOF feed from it's Gala chain now, but the Geary MOF feed. That if you put a search in for Duke, you're not going to find it. It hasn't been minted to the chain yet. So there's a shipwreck crate out there that is in somebody's wallet that has a Town of the Duke in it, and I think there's a lot of people that just aren't opening them. So that might be a market play, just because of the potential of it. This could be the one. This could be the one. Manny actually posted a list of everything that was still in the boxes, and it was extensive. There's still a lot of good stuff out there.
I was gonna throw it up, but the text would be so small because it's such a big list.
It's really long. But so we had that situation where there were 1,488 crates that didn't make it after the. Oh yeah, nice. Virtual's gonna do it. So that just came up. I'd love to watch that stream. I'd love, especially this one, where there's so much excitement going on with these. I think I recall Lasagna pulled one of the caravels, and just like the hype in chat was just incredible for that. It was really cool. So, but they had the 1,488 crates that didn't get to whoever was trying to buy them, and so they reissued them on the Gala store. They put a limit of 5 per transaction, and they still vanished. Everybody was after them because they knew there was still a lot of great stuff out there. There were a lot of people that were kind of upset because it kind of was reminiscent of like things like the first series Vox sale, where just like you or the Miranda's Vox sale, where you're pushing the button and there's network errors and you can't get through, and then all of a sudden they're all gone, and it's like, oh, come on. So that, which says there's still hype. There's still a lot of people that are interested in what Gala's producing here, at least with Miranda's.
For sure.
We had the tech update as always, and I don't try to repeat what he says because I can't. I can't pronounce some of those words. But he coined the term herdsplosion because he was talking about how the way that the spawning mechanism is going to work, they're trying to spawn specific creatures close to other creatures of their kind, and it could yield a herdsplosion sometime. All of a sudden, you're just like surrounded by deer or wolves.
I can imagine that.
Yeah. So anyway, he's really keeping just everybody in touch with what they're up to, even though he's doing stuff that is just cutting edge and mind blowing. This is like they're really working at a top level here. Where like I can remember, I think we talked about it a few weeks back, where he was building something. I think it was in regards to the proximity voice. He said that this little tool he built, he could sell that on its own. It's such a the intensity, the necessity of that kind of IP. It's just like there's a lot of people that see value in it. So they're building these things from scratch just for this game. So it's pretty encouraging.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to see that because as I think Fortnite's probably one of the best examples of that in the present moment of building their own game engine from the ground up, and then now we see how fast they can implement new things, right? I mean, Fortnite literally has just their own metaverse now, essentially, and can implement things so quickly. And if Miranda's can get there where they have the entire base built, they have their own game engine that they know, like it's their own brain, essentially. Right. It's going to be insane how amazing of things they can add in. So
yeah,
I'm excited for that. Or what other games they come out with. I mean, so on and so forth. You can have an entire company built around your own game engine you built.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, I know there was a couple last little things. I know there was like some of the legacy news, and I know the ahead of the game this week was a little weird.
Yeah, we had it happen a few weeks back when Anita took over because Bitmender was traveling. It happened again this week. So it ended up being a short form because she doesn't have all the answers for the AMA kind of stuff. So it was largely just kind of a read through of some of the game announcements. she did mention she talked a bit about Legends Reborn. You know that that the game it's in house now, and I know it's Gofu and Undead Pixel that are they were in the original interview that we saw on Ahead of the Game. There may be we don't know who else might be on that team, but they have said that it's a smaller team, and so that the things are taking a bit more time, but they are actively working on a version in house. The big thing that they're working on right now is making sure that the NFTs work. You know, that they had the game. We got a chance to see a lot of different play tests with the games, but they want to make sure that they've got the NFT integration right. So I think that's what we can expect from the next build that comes out. You'll be able to see what's in your wallet. It'll have an impact on the gameplay. Another thing, this is standing out to me because it's now the second time she said something about it. So I don't know if this is a hint. I don't know if this is like a strange way of them trying to leak something. She said, "Get into the Grit Discord. Just talk to them. Ask them questions. They're there." You know, and you know, of all that, there's tons of games that are like quiet right now. You know, you don't hear anything out of Battlestar Galactica. Echoes of Empire was supposed to launch last October 8th. You don't hear anything out of Echoes of Empire right now. But they keep talking about Grit. I wonder what's happening there. I'm not gonna put anything out other than the fact that it's kind of suspicious that twice now she has said something about Grit specifically, and it's all been about get in there and ask the devs questions. They're there to answer them. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. Poker Go Play. Have you guys played on Poker Go Play? Have you like?
And it's been a while.
Okay,
I played with it a little bit.
Yeah. I was talking to some of my friends about it. We get together and play poker together, you know, like it's and I was like, I just mentioned it. And I was talking to one guy about it, and the other guy sitting next to me, he's in the process of like downloading the app. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. So
I think we talked about this last week. They need to sell tables for people to be able to host their own tables and, you know, advertise on their own tables and do that thing. I mean,
but I think we're starting to see some adoption for it. Is what's going on in my mind.
Okay.
You got random people that aren't in Web3 at all that just like poker, and I think tables are going to be filling up. I hope tables are filling up because it works. You know, it's a good poker platform, and all of a sudden you can finally like be rewarded for your gameplay without it being gambling.
Yeah,
so without it being gambling.
Yeah,
it's all gambling. Come on, I'm gambling with my time.
Everything's a risk. Yeah, it's all risk management, right? Legacy had a maintenance update, a version 0.800. They said they were addressing some bugs, and they also added an end game loop. They said that they knew that there were a lot of people that were disappointed with the cap at level 23. So there's now some new advancement, but it's just a loop over and over again that you can continue progressing your town, but it's gonna look similar time after time. And then they said that the team's going to be on vacation until the new year. And then earlier in an announcement from a couple weeks ago, they said that we should expect some sort of like things in the new year. We'll see what Peter Molyneux's up to. He's been known to talk to people about things.
Yeah.
So there's some burning questions I have. One is that's an incredible ring. Is that your alarm telling you that you're at your 45 minutes?
That is that. I don't know if you've ever met Spam Risk, but he calls me quite a bit.
Oh yeah, he's a grumpy old guy.
Good old Spam Risk. But my question's for Tim. There's two questions. One is, did you kill the snowman that's behind you? And also, how many Squishmallows do you have?
Okay, I have approximately 0 Squishmallows.
Okay.
Approximately.
The dogs all have their own, and then my wife has a lot. We'll save the Squishmallow, we'll save the snowman.
Save the snowman, dude. He's dead. There we go. That's better.
I found
Better.
the
The
culprit.
culprit.
Oh man,
The murderer.
The murderer.
it's a cute ass dog, dude.
Oh, I love it.
Love it.
Yep.
C Money said nobody responded in the Grit Discord.
Well, I again, I don't know why, but they brought it up twice now. Anita specifically, she's the one that said get in there and ask questions. So
yeah, it's probably the whole thing that they're doing. There's this rub between what we see in the developers and in Gala. Like every single one of them have this rub going on with Gala, the corporate, and the developer. And so is it them being like, well, instead of asking us, go talk to them in the Discord, see what they say, and then for the developers, it's a he said, she said. Well, we're waiting on Gala, or Gala's not giving us this, and then Gala's like, well, they're not, meeting their requirements and that kind of thing. So I'm wondering if that's what it is, more of just a push them to the Grit Discord to get them to, respond to the people that are asking about it. Maybe.
Could be.
Yeah. I'm curious. I hope something comes of it. We had the whole fallout with Fuzzles, and now there's something. Maybe we're gonna see something.
Yeah, but again, this is something that the community, which I love. I love that the community is doing this. Don't get me wrong. I'm super stoked about it. I wish and hope that there's something that the collective can do with them to like bring it to the forefront. Like I'm super stoked about that. What I don't like is how there's always, whether it's from the beginning of their contract signing, whatever they're doing, they hit this roadblock and the developers aren't happy. Gala's not happy. Something is happening there where everybody's just like, yeah, what's going on? Yeah, like give me Superior updates. Where's Superior at, man? Like obviously we know there's a giant lawsuit going on with Drifter. That's a freaking fantastic game. Yeah. Why does the community, have to step in here, right? And I'm glad that we will, but whose mistake are we fixing here, right? Why can't you guys figure this out? What is your problem? Like, who's in control over here that you can't figure these issues out?
Mommy and Daddy are fighting.
Oh my gosh! Do you need a mediator? Do you need the collective to come in and be your mediator for you and tell you who's being an idiot?
That could be a really useful function, honestly.
I mean. We just want the games. We want the ability to own our assets. We want the ability to earn if it's there. Like, give us that. Like, stop with the childish crap that's going on here.
They need to watch the new Lex Friedman, Jeff Bezos interview.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet. I got to see that.
Jeff Bezos talks a bunch about how important truth-telling culture is.
I saw some clips on it, dude, and I was excited to listen to that for sure. So
just like humans are wired, we hate the truth sometimes and we run away from it, but then if you can't do it, then you're just gonna have a failed business, failed culture.
I love it. We should make some shorts with that and then kind of overlay a few things in there.
Oh no.
Well, speaking of that, I need a we've got a few people here. If you know somebody that wants to earn money by making memes for me, send them my way. Okay? Like we need memes, we need some content on that side. Send them my way, right? We need some good stuff. We need to start to
you should start a per meme basis. Every good meme you like.
I like this.
$10.
I'm thinking I got a few ideas in my head so far here.
Give Dirt some utility.
I have a few things that are going through my head, but wait.
I'll give you 100 e-time per good meme.
Done. I'm thinking we use we create our own
collective coin. Meme.
No. That's like an actual really good coin that's gonna be used in there, but we create just a shit coin. That gets paid out to all these.
Yeah, it's like the collective's version of Doge. Awesome.
Yeah. Yes.
I did get a soul phone. Got one.
Hell
you did get it. Nice.
Yeah. I need two more though. So.
Wow.
Does that make do you think on the soul phone all your browser history is on the blockchain now?
So I don't think so. It's just basically no. It's basically just it's just a Samsung phone essentially, right?
Yeah.
So it's Google based. So
good deal.
No deleting it now.
Yeah.
Nope.
I don't know what you guys
Alright.
are talking about.
Nope, I don't either.
What are you talking about, Tim? What do you delete?
Nothing. Well,
Moving on.
with that, maybe we call it. I think that was-
Croissant, waffle.
Do we all get our own breakfast?
Yeah, maybe we all need our own.
I like it. All right,
Thank you.
gents.
All right, everybody. Well,
Thanks
thank
a
you all for
bunch.
being here. That was great. And yeah, we'll see you back here next week. Or
See
no,
you guys.
yeah. What? I guess we'll get back to everyone with the plan. Monday's Christmas,
Yeah, it is.
so
I will-
probably
You guys aren't
not.
going to be doing it on Christmas?
Probably not.
Yeah, I won't
Probably
be
won't
either.
even be thinking about it on Christmas. I've got
won't
5
be either.
kids.
Maybe we'll do an impromptu later in the week podcast. We'll kind of roll some stuff in and,
Yeah, we can
and
do
just
that.
do one. We'll keep you guys updated.
All right.
Cool.
Sweet.
All right, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
See
See
you
you,
guys.
everyone.